I'm here with 2 of my sisters. We're 5 girls in the siblinghood. We're 7 in all. So, number 1, number 2, number 6. Show your face, number 6. So, Funke, Ani, you know already. And we are 5 sisters, I said. The interesting thing about the 3 of us who coincidentally are here together in this moment is that we are the dressmakers of the family. Our mom is a retired dressmaker, and each of the 3 of us came into dressmaking in different ways. And I would allow each person to tell their story. We'll start from the oldest, and then we go to the youngest. Now I'm going to confuse you. No, I don't mean to. The oldest dressmaker in our midst. I'm the oldest in the siblinghood, but the oldest dressmaker in our midst is Olufunke. Yeah, Funke, show. Tell us, how did you come into dressmaking?
I was born into dressmaking.
How were you born into dressmaking? That I wasn't.
I lived with my mom.
No, you can say that again. I lived with my grandmother. I grew up with my grandmother. Yeah, from H1, I've been with Mama until I went to secondary school. And Oluwapo, how about you?
Well, I got into dressmaking through you.
Through me. Okay, and I am so proud, always proud of that. Okay, let's allow Funke to tell us more about how she got into dressmaking, born into dressmaking. Yeah.
Born into dressmaking, growing into dressmaking. There are so many skills I learned from my mom as a dressmaker passively. Then on one fateful Monday morning, when I was in, I think, secondary school class 2, age maybe 12, 13,
Yeah.
and I realized I did not have a clean school uniform.
On a Monday morning.
On a Monday morning.
Didn't wash over the weekend.
Don't go down. So I rushed to the back, put my uniform inside water, washed it, and then I ran to the back, washed the uniform, and I was now trying to use iron to dry it when mommy caught up with me. I was like, Funke, what is this? What happened on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? At such times, you have no answer.
No answer. Can I say that iron was not an electric iron?
No, it wasn't. It was charcoal iron.
You were going to dry your clothes up from wet with charcoal iron. Yeah, go on.
So mommy now said, I will do you one favor. I will cut the uniform for you. If you can sew it, fine. If you can't, you're on your own. So she cut it, and boom, I made the uniform.
That morning?
Yes, that morning. And in good time.
Yeah.
She said, so off to school. So I went to school, and that was the beginning. From then on, mommy would say, Funke, you can make your dress and make for others, especially during festive seasons when she'll be very busy. So don't worry, you make your own dress. And not only would I make my dress, I would assist her in making other dresses too.
So that's how you got it?
Yes, that's how I did it.
Okay. And now I should say we are sat here in Anu's dressmaking shop, Gorgeous Apparel. What a gorgeous name. And isn't she gorgeous? Come on, gorgeous girl. Yeah. We're here in Gorgeous Apparel. And Anu, what do you do in Gorgeous Apparel?
Yeah, in Gorgeous Apparel, we make dresses, and we teach how to make dresses, starting from pattern drafting and all the processes of until the dress is finished.
Okay. And when I came in here yesterday, I saw some 4 ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are your students.
Yes, my
who
students.
learn dressmaking, pattern making.
Exactly.
Do some of them come? Is it possible to come for just dressmaking, or pattern making, or just pattern making and not dressmaking?
It's all a part of the process. We start from pattern drafting, and then we go on to dress, the actual making of the dress. It's possible for somebody to want to learn pattern drafting only, but here we don't really, it's not a common way to go. You have to go from pattern drafting to dressmaking. eventually, when you leave, you may decide you want to make dresses or you just want to be doing pattern drafting. I guess some people are doing that already.
All right. Well, I'm very proud to ask this question. You said you learned dressmaking from me. You came into dressmaking through me. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yes. When I left secondary school and I was waiting for admission, I became a receptionist back then in your dressmaking shop.
So you're telling them that I had a dressmaking shop.
Yes. So I was a receptionist, and what was I doing? Attending to customers and assisting with adire making them. We did all of that, making adire and sewing dresses. But I wasn't really into I didn't used to go in to see how the dresses were made. But one day, I think, while waiting for my lesson teacher, my jam lesson teacher, I went in. You had a tailor then, and I started looking at what she was doing. Then gradually, I think there was no formal kind of training for me. Of course, from coming from a home where I saw my mom cutting, sewing, I must have picked some things, So I just, picking up from her, I learned how to do a few things, and one day I made it. I think then I made the very first garment. I made a top, and I think ever since then, I have not stopped.
Wow. Yeah, so I guess it's my turn to say how I came into dressmaking. As I said, I grew up with grandma. I knew did off and on, right? Was it off and on?
No, it wasn't. It was until I left for secondary school.
Okay, so you stayed with mama from what age?
I went to when I was going to primary 2. So I started primary 2 there. Okay. I must have been around 7.
Okay. So I grew up with grandma. I wasn't the only one who had that privilege. I know also did, but not when I was with grandma. Obviously, number 1, number 6, you can count. The gap is wide. But it doesn't look that wide any longer, does it? She still likes to think that the gap is very wide. She still likes to think so. Yeah, so growing up with grandma, I didn't have the privilege to see them cut and sew clothes like those who were around or with mommy full time. And it was when I was in secondary school I started going home to my siblings and my mom with more. But then I hadn't learned anything about sewing. I then found myself in some unfair competition with this young woman here in terms of reference. Because mommy would say, you should be able to sew that. When I tried to sew, she would expect me to have gone a bit some steps higher. You should be able to do that. Your sister is doing that. But I don't know how to do it. And that made me just lose interest in dressmaking completely. If I was going to be getting compared with this girl who was then already making clothes for customers, just because I'm older, then I didn't think it was a fair thing and I lost interest. I wasn't even going to have anything doing with tailoring. But guess what? When I finished university, was married, we changed. We moved from one location to the other, my family and I. And in that time, I didn't have a job. I thought of what to do to fill my time and maybe my pockets. And guess what came to my mind? Dressmaking. Natural, right? So I went out to learn formally how to make dresses. I excelled. I had my own shop. Like I said earlier, I had tailors who worked with me, but I insisted I wanted to learn and know how to do it before bringing anybody in to help me. Because I didn't want a situation where somebody would dump me and my clients and just go away and I would be stranded. So I started off doing it by myself, and then I started employing people. And I had my wonderful receptionist who today is the chief executive of Gorgeous Apparel, and I tell her the things you do with tailoring these days, I got no idea how to do them any longer. Yeah, put me on the sewing machine, I will do some of the things that I taught her, but it's frozen where I left it to go and do many other things that I do and I enjoy doing. And now they are my dressmakers. And people ask me, who made your clothes? Well, my sisters. My sisters, they do. And I paid them. Oh. I remember my niece asking me, Mama, will you pay my sister? And will you pay my mom for making your clothes? I said, I'm not going to answer that, leave that. It's between sisters. Then she said, when my sister has her food, her restaurant, my sister is going to a restaurant. When I go to a restaurant I eat, I won't pay. Then I said, oh, quickly, I need to tell this girl that you need to pay your sister. So let her know that when my sisters do for me, I pay them. But never mind, that's between sisters. We know what I pay. We know what I pay for. I think we need to be fair in this video. Our mom is a retired dressmaker, and we're 3 into dressmaking. Our dad retired as a head teacher. He was a teacher of teachers. Did he leave any of that with any of these 3 girls? Yeah. If you've been with me for a while, you know I'm a teacher, and I love being a teacher. I always said I'll be a teacher and a business woman, and that's who I've been and who I am. Funke did food science and technology.
Yes,
That's what you have a degree in, right?
Yes.
So, and then you did some teacher training.
Yes.
So you also have that teacher in you. And now you are your daughter's school teacher.
Yes.
Head teacher.
Yes. Class teacher, head teacher, school administrator.
Oh wow. So talk about the daughter of the teacher and the head teacher being a teacher. And Anu, you did geography.
Yeah.
Your master's degree is in geography.
Yes.
Now you're also doing some teacher training.
Yes.
Why?
Postgraduate diploma in education.
Why are you doing a diploma in
Wow.
education? Oh, these children of the Baba teacher, tell us.
And I think God just have helped me to see that I could be a very good teacher.
Oh.
Over the years, I've trained about 30 ladies how to sew. Yes, about 30.
ladies.
Yes.
Wow.
Some of them have active businesses of their own. Some, of course, did not finish. Some are back in school. I expect them back when school is on holiday. They are undergraduates.
Wow.
So, when I teach, I enjoy it. It's actually my strongest point in this dressmaking business. Yes, I make dresses, but I think I love the teaching aspect.
And you make beautiful dresses.
Yes, I make beautiful dresses. Yes, so I decided to, after some years of being here, let me add something to it. Let me make my education a more...
You want to go formal?
Yeah, more formal, yes. Yes, because, in life you don't know. I don't know what I may be going into later. Of course, you were my teacher then, my dressmaker teacher.
Yeah.
But now you are not doing that again. So sometimes you just want to add on some other things you may not know.
Yeah, and I love the way you said you like teaching. You say teaching is the best part of this for you, which is beautiful, which shows that you enjoy what you're doing, because when you're sewing, I see you enjoying it, and you talk about it with passion. You share on your Instagram page. All the time, every day there'll be something on your Instagram page. What's your Instagram handle?
Gorgeous Apparel _ Academy.
Okay,
So,
wow. Academy is even a part of it.
Yes.
Which shows that the teaching really is there. Which is in the plot. Yeah, but I think there's something about what you see around you what you see and you like, you admire. But I'm glad that you love teaching. I love teaching. That's why when you talk about me doing Nigeria, that's tie and dye, I had a lot of students then. Many of them are still using the skills and making money with it. So we've picked from mom, we've picked from dad. And when you said you were going to do a diploma in teacher training, I thought what we're talking about was PhD in geography, and now it's diploma in teacher training, diploma in education. Wow, lovely. So proud and happy you're doing that. Are there other influences in your career?
Yes, well, the major influences have been you ladies.
Mm.
Yes, I remember once when I was in 100 level, Then I had started sewing very well, but I didn't have so much confidence. We traveled, and I was left alone in the shop. The tailor had left at that time. I didn't think I was capable of doing what I did. One man walked in, he was very tall, and he brought a fabric. He wanted to make an outfit for himself. So I collected it and I took his measurements. I started cutting. I think I finished cutting. There was a cap. Yes, I cut that by myself. I didn't have to deal with so many things because it was an embroidered top. So I took it to the man that would do embroidery. The cap, I couldn't do it. I ran to my sister's, to her shop, and then she put me through. I was able to do it. When the man came to collect, I handed it over to him with some trepidation. I wasn't sure.
Going to say that was very bold.
Yes. I gave it to him. He collected and he left. After about 2 weeks, he came back. When I saw him, I was like, how did it sound? He came back and he brought another fabric.
Whoa!
Yes, he brought another fabric. And unfortunately, I needed to take his measurement again. He was like, didn't you expect me to come back?
Oh.
So I did that again, and I was very happy with myself. Each time I had a problem, I would always run to her.
Okay.
Yes. Each time I needed to make something I wasn't comfortable with, I wasn't sure I could do, I would always run to her. And from time to time, I remember there were some things I would go and come back, Then after some time, I think I started making short videos. I remember needing to do, to fix pockets on trouser and some other things, So she has really been, we've had a very good relation, even till now, Sometimes now with the phone, we just send, I'll ask her, how do I do this? And she will ask me to, how do I do this? Sometimes I'll be like, why is my boss asking me for this, But it has really helped our work life a lot, Before I think of somebody else, I have a lot of friends who are dressmakers. I have many of them who are doing very well. But I know that I can't get stranded with my sister. If sometimes I call them, they are not available, they are busy. In fact, before I think about them, I'll call my sister first. And then, making decisions, aside from making dresses, making decisions about the business.
Yeah.
We've been of great help to each other, Sometimes even in fabric selection and all of that. Sometimes I don't even have to leave here. Whatever I need, she gets them for me. But she selects from the market for me, and I am always very sure that she will pick what I'll be comfortable with, what I'll be able to make. So it's been, for you, I always like to talk about growing from that place. That opportunity to.
That's me.
Yes, yes. That opportunity to have been a receptionist in your shop. Probably if I didn't have that chance, if I didn't have that time in my life, I wouldn't have been in this business. It could have been something else for me. Because the truth is, I didn't think of making dresses. I didn't even think of learning. So I can say I chanced into it. But of course, there was a platform.
Yeah. And you were hardworking. Everything you did with commitment. And I like your confidence. Just imagine you collecting that fabric from the customer, and you knew you were your own, and you did it. And, well, of course, we still talk about work. You still share with me about the progress of the work, what's going on in Gorgeous Apparel, what your plans are with the fashion and designing. Okay, now when we say dressmaking, these ladies make for men too. They make clothes for men. So, when she talked about trouser pockets, cap, well, of course, she's continued making for men. And Funke too.
And I know has been a very, very, very great help. I run to her. I'm sure, in life, you may not be confident about everything. You won't even be confident about everything. And then I will run to her. And what do you think? Send this time. And she helps me a lot with costing.
Yes.
I am old-fashioned. I am laid back. And then because with cost. And also probably because I didn't really work in a formal setting before I ventured into this business. She's more in tune with cost, the business side
Strategy.
of sewing.
Yeah. Cost strategizing.
Yes, and she helps me a great deal. It's good to have her as a sister, as a ronto.
Okay. What else is there to say? And to say, use the words of the Bible. How beautiful is it for sisters to dwell together in unity.